Welcome to Talk of the Town. Thanks for joining us today. I'm your host, Janet Cresson. We start off today talking about if you're working out of your home. Have you ever thought about working in a community, a co-working community? With me right now, I have ladies from Wisconsin's largest co-working community. Claudia Seidenberg is the executive director, and Meg Brewer is the community director of 100state. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
All right, this idea is a little new for some folks, so tell viewers what 100state is, what it does.
So 100state is Wisconsin's largest co-working community. So we're a space for entrepreneurs, freelancers, creatives, remote workers, and startups.
And folks come in and do their work in this space, but they're all doing different things for different companies, and they're hoping to gain ideas and support and inspiration.
Exactly. So it's really a space for, we see a huge range of people. We have over 300 members that are a part of our space, doing anything under the sun, from starting a tech company to scaling out a physical goods business, foods business, remote workers who work for companies all over the world. It really ranges, and freelancers, creatives, artists, really anything under the sun. So we're a membership organization, which means that people pay a little bit to be a part of the space, kind of like a gym membership for entrepreneurs. And it means that people are, they're able to use all of our resources, our space, our amenities as much or as little as they like. But then they're also really, we find that people are really committed to that community. They're investing in the space, investing in their passions, in their careers, in their work. And then so everyone else is sort of mutually invested in how the community is doing and how everyone in the space is doing. So we celebrate each other's successes, we learn from each other's failures together and really build each other up, and then work to support one another. So you'll see folks offering their insight to fill other people's knowledge gaps, and then trading work, hiring one another, things like that.
Wow, so many different ways that you can collaborate and improve what you're doing. So talk about the community initiatives within, a little bit more within the organization.
Sure. So we have three main initiatives. It's 100 Women, 100 Crypto, and 100 Arts. 100 Arts is our creative branch of 100state. So it intertwines entrepreneurship, education, and art.
Okay.
And
100 Crypto is so we started a blockchain incubator this past January, and that's just a space for folks that are working on blockchain-related projects and are able to come together and sort of, again, resource share, knowledge share, share a lot of ideas and work together. We go to conferences together. And then our 100 Women initiative is really meant to be a kind of a community support initiative where we're providing resources, events, and kind of community organization around the women that are in the space. There's not as many women in entrepreneurship nationally as we'd like to see, and we find that by creating that kind of community support, we're able to encourage the women that are in that space and make it a little bit easier to get started, a little bit more comfortable to get started.
So this is a co-working space. Tell me a little bit more about that. How long has that been around, and why do people choose it versus maybe working from home? Because yay, you can work at home and do the laundry and have your own schedule, so to speak.
That's a little bit why people actually come to co-working spaces. We find that a lot of folks will come to us, especially remote workers, freelancers, solo entrepreneurs, will come to us because they find, you can work from home, yay, you can work from home, but then it's really easy to get distracted by those things within the home. You might do your laundry, walk your dog, and then at the end of the day, you didn't get to all those emails. And having that mental space, or that sort of mental step away from the home into a physical space to think about, this is where you're working, this is where work gets done, and then when you're home, this is where home gets done, is really valuable. And then beyond that, we really work as a space to lower barriers of entry to entrepreneurship. So it's pretty daunting to think about going and renting or purchasing an office or a larger office space for several year lease at a time. That's a high cost to entry. And for us, that community space or a co-working space is really a great space to get started with your business and learn a lot really fast, have a lot of resources and support really fast, and be able to scale and grow really quickly. We're a really flexible space. It's all in a month-to-month membership model, so people are able to move in and out of the space really quickly or sort of move through the space really quickly.
We're just under a minute left here. I'm wondering about your roles and then maybe what's in the future for 100state.
Sure. So I'm the community director, so I'm in charge of all of the internal community. We have just over 300 members, and then I'm also in charge of the advertising, marketing, and then just the vibrancy of the space. So making sure everyone is happy.
I handle a lot of our external community, so working with partners, working with our board, really growing the space and thinking about exactly that point, what comes next in the overall strategy and growth of the space.
All right, we've got to go. What's next for you folks?
A lot of really exciting initiatives, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned, absolutely. Okay, they used to be at 100 State. That's where it came from. Right now they're on 316 West Washington Avenue. Check them out there or online. We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.